Good morning, YouTube. Thank y'all for being here this morning. Today I want to make a video about a couple of things. So I wanted to make a couple of power moves the beginning of 2021, and by me knowing certain laws, certain economic laws, you have to respect these laws. These are the laws that, well, I'm going to tell you these laws, and they're shocking. Let me tell you, they're shocking. Okay. I'm gonna start off with a story. There's an old, I don't know what this is. Maybe like an old, I don't know what kind of story it is, but there's an old story about a king asked, I don't know exactly, this is pretty much how it went. A king asked a certain individual to complete a task, a peasant. A king asked a peasant to complete a task. The peasant completed the task to the king's standards and liking, and the king said, "For which everything that I behold, anything you want in this kingdom, I'll be willing to give it to you." And the peasant told the king, "Well, all I would request," it had to do with grain, saving grain. And he said, "All I would request is for to be paid out in grain or rice, and every day you grow it by that exponent, basically, exponentially by the exponent." So day one, the king was like, "Of course, no problem, for sure." So day one, that peasant was paid 1 grain of rice. Day two, he was paid 2 grains of rice. Day three, he was paid 4 grains of rice. Day four, he was paid 8 grains of rice. Day 5, he was paid 16 grains of rice. Day 6, he was paid 30, well, it'll be the exponent of 16, not double 16, but the exponent of 16. And that math, by the end of the year, that peasant owned the kingdom. The peasant owned the kingdom. Exponents is one of those laws that you have to learn. The power of exponents. You start with 1. And you can, if you build from 1, you can build to a point to where the system does it on its own. Okay? So that's one of the laws. I want to tell you another, with that story being told, the reason why, I'm respecting these laws and telling these laws and this morning is because I was thinking about making a big purchase, a really big purchase. And I got kind of upset because the interest at that number is ridiculously expensive. And you pay interest at the number of which you purchase. That's the number you pay the interest at. So for everybody that's out there buying those new trucks, new cars, paying 40, 35, 45, 55, 65, 75, 85, 110, to impress a whole bunch of people that you really don't care about or really don't like, you're paying interest. I'm not even talking about the upfront. You're paying interest at the number of which you purchase. Let me tell you a secret about interest. It's not a secret. Let me tell you what Albert Einstein said about interest, right? Albert Einstein said, "Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world." Let me repeat that in case you missed it, okay? Albert Einstein said, "Compound interest is the 8th wonder of the world." He continues to say, "He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't, pay it." He who understands it earns it. He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't, pay it. Your goals are not met by your decisions that you make that tie you to the reality that you have. You only, at any given time, anybody, all of us, you're only one or two decisions away from things that can ruin you financially. Just a rant.